lakes of Lake Washington, it's Husky Stadium. A top 25 showdown coming up. Two of college football's premier teams preparing to duke it out right here on this field. It's the Florida Gators and the Washington Huskies. Restate the state call again. Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
The most beautiful views from the water on Lake Washington, Husky Stadium, is something special. You can see the lake, the mountains. You can see it all from kickoff. This is one of the most glorious views in all of college sports. Guys?
Okay, Holly. So the Florida Gators headed toward the football to break the seal on this 2027 season. And the game is underway with a kickoff out of bounds. Not the way you drew it up, but a great break for this offense. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Quarterback changing the play. Here's a give to Washington. Breaks into the open. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. And the Huskies, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Williams fires to the wideout. That's reeled in. It's Napier. And he's tackled, brought down at the 19. They're into the red zone with another first down. Washington hoping to make this defense bow down in the red zone. Looking for space. It's Washington.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Play fake, Williams. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
This defense really needed that opening drive, man. They've given them some yards. The offense has gained some momentum, but nice job in their own territory. Backed up. What do? They get after the quarterback and force the predictable passing 3rd and long situation.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Here's Williams to throw. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
I tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. And get the incompletion now setting it forward.
And he'll take that first drive. Like, you wanted a touchdown, but you gave the people here at home something to cheer about on that first drive. Move the football enough to get your kicker an opportunity and to put 3 on the board.
This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. Turning it on. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. The Gators will hustle to the line. They'll ride the hot hand. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Florida. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Tight end finds a soft spot. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now. Get ready.
Makes the catch, and he's free. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Gator.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. From deep, it's Clark. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And after that last play, there is a Husky who has yet to get up. They'll start on the ground with Washington. Find some space, enough to get 5 to the 22. Let's talk for just a second about Washington. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry-pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. Turns into the pile. They'll mark him down right there, and that'll be enough for a Washington first down.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go. Hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
Throwing, Williams. Got his man. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find...
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
And that's absolutely going to be one of the keys to this football game. Keep the rabbit in the cage, man. Don't let him get outside that pocket, start bouncing out wide. That's where he'll do a lot of his damage with all that speed. That is a big key for this defense. Great job here early in the football game.
Throws to the wideout. Dangerous throw on that one.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. The sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. He's changing the play. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Brown will throw it. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Oh, he's got some space. The tag. Touchdown, Huskies. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
How about that? You just dial up the bubble screen and this guy scores a touchdown for you. Nice job blocking down the field, getting a hat-on-hat, giving the receiver a place to run with the football to show off his speed. You can't execute the bubble screen any better than that.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. We've reached the break. It's Washington holding the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. And here's the return. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he's stopped. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Makes the grab. And there might have been trouble if they hadn't gotten to him immediately.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
You can feel and hear the purple rain all the way across Lake Washington. Third down coming. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones. D-linemen staying in their...
Oh, they faked it. Snapped it to the up man. They'll knock him down, but he moves the sticks, and the fourth down decision pays off big time.
And so many times when you're studying the other team and their defense and what they're going to do, you know there's certain looks you're going to get into. And I think they saw one they liked, snapped it to the up back. He catches the football, gets north and south, gets the first down. Nice execution.
Caught, and he's got room. Big play, takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
And you've really seen the evolutions of tight ends, man. These guys are no longer just big bodies that block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. Like, they can make plays, they can run people over, they can now run around people. Like, so nice to have these tight ends.
Inside the 35. There he goes. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Gators.
And I'm kind of surprised. That's his first rush of the football game, and they give him the football, and you see why this dude is a baller. Like, give him the ball, he can make people miss, and he can hit home runs, put points on the scoreboard really quickly. Jesse, one touch, one touchdown.
Yeah, and I think the offensive coordinator now is kind of hoping he probably scripted this game a little bit differently. He should have done it on the first drive. They didn't give him any touches, but he's now earned a lot more carries. You're going to see this guy get force-fed now the rest of the game after that run.
He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. Here comes the Washington offense to start this possession. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
They'll give it to Washington. Got the first down. And he's brought down after a nice game. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Brown wants to pass. Fires to the right. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Takes it the other way. That's one of those throws. He tried to give it some touch, and as soon as it left his hand, you know he was thinking, no, please bring it back. Bring it back.
As a quarterback, Reese, you've got to throw the ball with conviction. Generally, when you throw it harder, oftentimes you're a lot more accurate. All of a sudden now...
Into the secondary on the right. Touchdown, Florida. Into the end zone with a breakaway score.
And how about this offense? Man, they must have used fall camp perfectly. Coming out, firing on all cylinders, smooth, in a rhythm. Great start to the year by this offense.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Quarterback signaling to his guys. Drops back on first down. Look out! Gain of right at 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
He's now up to 66 yards rushing in this first half, and he is making quite the impression in the opener. They'll give it to him again. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Here's a give to Washington. They knock him down at the 40. It's a pickup of 5, and that will be enough for a first down.
And this offense is clicking, everything's moving, and the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy he's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, his offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is running with authority on this drive.
2nd and long here. Brown will throw it. With the catch, it's Napier. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. The Huskies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Running inside, it's Smith. 7-yard pickup on that one. Is now 2nd and 3.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
And the Huskies kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Gets the back moving. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Fires quickly. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating end to that play. And I say that, man, because you need to give me everything you have. Like, I can't run out of bounds. I got a chance to maybe get the first down, lower my shoulder, be physical. My team needs a couple more yards to get the first down, and dude chose to run out of bounds.
Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
They'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. Got the first down. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye of that full Gator head, let's check in with Kevin Connors at the half.
Thanks so much, fellas. Here inside our EA Sports Studios, welcome into the Week 0 College Football Update Show. Let's first take a look at Georgia State taking on the ECU Pirates. And it's Georgia State looking to get the job done on the road. Right now it's early, but they lead this season opener. Let's check in now on some of the other action today, as the landscape in this sport truly is ever-changing.
Sending the offense back to work. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
This guy is very proud about his accuracy. That's why he's one of the better quarterbacks in all of college football. And that time, ball just got away from him a little bit. It's going to set up third down.
In the gun on third down. Here's Holstein. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Well, this offense did a lot of good things there in the first half. It wouldn't surprise me if they pumped this one away after that incompletion on third down. They do have the lead. I think you've got to put some trust in your defense here to not give up any points and get you the ball back.
Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. The Huskies offense out there and ready to go. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. It's caught downfield. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Part of the DNA of the Washington offense has been a guy who can get it done with his arm.
And just finding a guy that makes everybody around you better, that can make the right decisions, that can highlight your skill positions. That's what get the Washington fans going crazy, going nuts, and that's when they have those great football teams.
Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32. The Huskies come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Changing the routes with his receivers. Brown wants to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Long way to go on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Touchdown, Husky. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. They'll try to get the two-point conversion here and make it a three-point game. He's looking to pass. He's got it. Two-point conversion is good, and now they're within a field goal.
And that's a sneaky big two-point conversion right there by this offense. Like, cutting the lead now. They're only down by 3. I think this is big because you put some game pressure now on the other side of the football. This offense now knows they have to come out here, score some points, or this could get interesting.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. At the 35, he's loose. There he goes to the left. The 30. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. He's up to 107 yards on the ground, and that will put him over 100, and what a way to start the season. they get to him behind the line, it'll be a loss of 2.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Here's Holstein to throw. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Though there are some notable exceptions, typically great pass rushers aren't nose tackles, but that was a great pass rush.
They're not nose tackles usually, those great pass rushers, but they are grown men. I mean, those are some adults in there. Those are the 300-plus pounders that will just destroy you in the run game. But nice job using his hands, using some power to shrink that pocket and get the sack.
Turns it upfield. That was an important stop there as they try to hold them to a field goal on this drive. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. They double their lead up to 6 here in the 3rd quarter.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
On the run from inside his own 5. Got a little room. And there he goes. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Washington. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. Now they find themselves behind, David. Let's see if they have an answer.
Yep, losing the lead, obviously lose a little bit of momentum, but this offense, you can gain it right back, Palmer. Let's get a drive starter going. Find some guys you know they're going to make some plays for.
So that's the challenge for them. You got to answer, right? You got to take the field here. You got to execute, be physical, and regain this lead.
Throwing, Holstein. Fires to the wideout. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Didn't get much on the return, but what a huge play, and they are in business at the 24. This offense has it with really good field position. They think they can create space here with the run to the right. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks, but how about the linebackers swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
Into the 3rd quarter of this opening week of the season, it's now 2nd and 10. Brown will throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. Makes a catch with defenders everywhere, and now the defense backed up with a 1st and goal from the 5. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal. Kept it on the ground, now they'll throw. Here comes the heat. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And your offense, you're talking to each other the whole time. Look at the score. Understand the situation. We got a chance to go up by 2 scores. We got a chance to put this ball game away. We have to hold on to the football 2 hands. Make sure I go to the ground with that thing in my possession. It's a big mistake that could cost them big.
Here
you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
Again, it's Jarrett Gibson. Defense coming through and knocking him down for a loss, and that'll be the end of the third period. We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. Holstein to throw for it on fourth. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that fourth down. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can make plays after he catches it. Nice job by the quarterback seeing the situation and where to go with the football.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Holstein throws to the wideout. Right side, it's Wilson. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. First down here in what has been a highly entertaining Week 0 game. Want to welcome to college football for this season. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Ball again. Gets away from one. Finds some space. He'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up a few.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
A touch out of field goal range. They need to pick up yards quickly on third down. Brought down at the 46-yard line, and that's enough for the first down.
And they get another first down, and this offense right now, man, it's just death by 1,000 cuts, right? Like, not a lot of big plays, but they're finding ways to continue to move the football to get first downs. And a lot of times, man, the wear-out factor will come. You run a bunch of plays, and this defense can get tired. Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Still looking. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
They could really use a few yards here on third down, because from here, it would be a 61-yard attempt. Handoff for ball. Enough to move the chains. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
And I think this is starting to get really frustrating for this defense, man. This is a drive that they're putting play after play together. And you finally force the third down, and they get the first down again. And so starting to sub some bodies because they're...
He's loose. Touchdown, Florida. They move on top here in the fourth.
great example of complementary football there. First, the defense comes away with the takeaway, and then offensively, you go to the ground game, being physical at the point of attack, running it in for a touchdown, and now you have the lead with not a lot of time left. They've now put all the pressure back on their opponent.
Eli Holstein to throw. Pass is incomplete. They can't convert the 2, and the lead stays at 5. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. So they just gave up the lead on that last touchdown drive. Now to put something together to go back on top late. It's a fumble. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
On back-to-back drives, this offense can't get out of their own way. They fumble again. Man, a lot of times you get fired when you fumble. This is another guy. Like, they're going to have to fire the whole team if they keep this pace going.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Outside the pocket, lets it go. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Enormous play coming right here. 3rd down, and this crowd is bringing down the house. Now here's Holstein. Out wide right, it's Gibson. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get into those critical points. Now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Well, 2 things you're thinking about here offensively is, 1, you want to take as much time off the clock. But 2, you really want to score another touchdown to make this a 2-possession game. You could almost ice it if you can find a way to get in the end zone here. Just take your time. Don't snap it too quickly.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gators!
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Number 38, set to kick off.
Let's see what he can do with the return. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. This one feels as if it's starting to get away from them a little bit, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, there's a lot of teams in college football at this point that would just quit. So, David, we're going to find out a lot about this team right here.
Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. The officials stopped the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Here's Holstein to throw. He unleashes a long one. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Smart move to keep it on the ground.
And talking to coaches this week, that's their guy. The running back is the guy they feel the most confident in. So I expect down the stretch, when you got to lead this football game, you're going to keep hammering away with your best player.
Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? Fires to the big fella. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Timeout called by the Huskies. That's their second. And now everybody chiming in to figure out how to play this fourth down. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Fourth down, Holstein. Oh, pressure's coming. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He's got enough to move the chains, and that clock will keep moving, and they'll be able to run it out.
I'll tell you what, offenses nowadays, the throw game, they feel so comfortable with it, even late in ball games. Don't worry about the clock. They're not worried about that because they know the execution rate is so high. They get the big fourth down here in the fourth quarter.
Incomplete, and very lucky that one wasn't picked off. And, man, could they have used that? It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Again, Holstein. Incomplete, and they got a hand on that right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's just great awareness by the defense, locating the quarterback and knowing they can't get to him. They can't get the sack. Just someone's got to get their hand in the air and knock it away.
Here's a give the ball. Not going to get there, not going to get close as he's brought down at the 30. It's fourth down. Now Washington uses his third timeout, and they can't stop the clock again. Gives him a little time to dig deep in the play sheet and figure out what to do on fourth down. He got it. And now the lead is extended a little further.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Brown wants to pass. He wants a big play here late. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Defense making the play. Hey, never hurts to pad the stats on D either, right? And they'll be able to run out the clock. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Rush right in his face. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
And the Huskies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down to the air. Here's a throw downfield late. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
I'll tell you, this offense just can't afford too many more incompletions because time's running out in the game. They need big plays in the passing attack, vertically down the field, and they've got to score some touchdowns.
Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And now such a tough situation late in this game. You're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up. You feel really.
All right, let me jump in here. They are going to go for it on 4th down, and I'm not sure they have much choice in this situation. 4th down, Williams. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. He'll try to take it back. Defense ends this game in style, coming up with a turnover, and now they can just kneel it out. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They're just going to watch that clock tick down to 0, Jesse, as they run it out here.
It's just a matter of formalities now for this offense. Running the victory formation, go take a shower, talk to coach, go see the parents and girlfriend, and go to dinner.
So frustrating on the other side of the defense, knowing they can't stop the clock, knowing this ball game's over.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Handoff for Ball. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Holly, what do you have?
Guys, things are starting to get intense down here on the sideline. The turnovers have been the story of this game, and it all starts with this defense. After that last interception, they came to the sideline, and the guys keep saying, let's keep eating. This defense is fueling this team today and taking control of the game.